Shalom, Kol Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers who help pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. My brother Yashawan back with the WW3 Daily Update. All right, and we're going to keep this one short. Yesterday went a little long because I was explaining why the war is going to happen in the first place. All right. So if you want that information, go back and look at yesterday's daily update. Goes into the ambush that the one you call God is setting up for these nations for what they did to the children of Israel. All right. As the nations, the armies of the nations and the leaders, right, the kings and their kingdoms are going to fight for control to see who's going to control the new world order. That is not going to come to fruition, all right? So anyway, this is Haggai 2 and 22, all right? And I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, right? Which is all the countries in the world. These are the kingdoms of the world. Great Britain, okay? Russia, USA. These are the kings and kingdoms of the earth at this time. And I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen. Who are the heathen? The heathen are all the other nations other than the nation of Israel, okay, which right now we don't even have our land. Those people in our land right now are the heathen, all right? The people calling themselves Palestinians, which the ancient word for Palestinians is Philistine, those are not the Philistines. The Philistines are African people, okay? So the Arabs over there calling themselves Philistines right now are not those people. They're not the Philistines. They're not the Palestinians, okay? And the people over there calling themselves Israelis are not the Israelites. It's real simple, okay? All right? And I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother. Okay? That's world war. All right? This is talking about in the time of Zerubbabel, but hey, the scriptures are twofold. All right? They were dealing with that in that time and all the way up till now. All right? Everything was written for our learning. All right? And this is a future prophecy. It happened, and it's a future prophecy as what is about to happen right now. All right? Let's get one more. This is Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14 and 26. Okay? This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. For the Lord of hosts hath purposed, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? All right? What is that? What is that purpose? Okay? "22, for I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon," this is America, "the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts." Oh, but this is talking about Babylon. All right? Triumphant exaltation over Babel. Okay? And this is talking about Assyria. Well, these are both spiritually talking about America. All right? All right? In this day. Either you can receive it or you can't. All right, anyway, so let's go to secret files. Let's update this. Matter of fact, let's go to Deep Journalist. 16 hours. Russia might attempt to sink British carrier. Is that what that is? Let's see. Yep. Aircraft carrier. All right, they've been practicing. What does it say? Breaking. Russia might attempt to sink British aircraft carrier F-35. What is that? F-35B Hunt Russian warships. World War III. Okay, I'm not making this up. All right. This is Deep Journal. 14 hours. Iran attacks U.S. base. Hey, World War III is popping. Russia and Iran may attack the U.S. What do you mean may? Russia allow, it says Russia to allow airstrikes. Iran airstrikes. Okay. All right, and it's probably talking about attack the U.S. in Iraq. I'm sure that's what they're talking about. Where's this new channel I got it? What is it called? It's called. Oh, where's it at? Guess I gotta go to this history. You look for it here. It's called this carrier pigeon. Where's that at over here? Weird. Okay, so let's go to this. It says the U.S. has carried the doomsday weapon near Russia. What's going on? What is going on?
Explain.
All right, with World War III. Okay. Well, the Most High is bringing the troops down into the valley of Jehoshaphat or Yahweh Shaphat. So let's watch this. Look at that.
Welcome to the Carrier Pigeon channel. You can subscribe to our channel to be informed about military developments in the world.
Look at that rocket.
Our topic today is America's establishment of a ballistic missile system that can hit Russia. The system is establishing an American base in Poland. Even the bile that is filled into the system from the completion of its installation. Aegis is a religious threat to Russia. This system missile can be used to launch anti-missile defense missiles, but also missiles that can achieve plans. Continue on this take. Russia and these locals are saying the break between America and Russia. A really big and powerful system is being established. In other words, Russia can be hit directly from the base with its navigation and ballistics. In fact, many countries are open. So, can this system really hit Russia?
Okay, so let's pull the missiles out of the scriptures. When they begin to be shot unto the end of the earth. Let's see if I can get this. Let me see. Okay. Let me get that. Copy that. Take that here. Paste it. Going to Second Ezra's here. Let's see. Second Ezra 16 and 13. These are the missiles. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. What arrow do you know that can go from one end of the world to the other end of the world? Okay? All right? Let's get this. What is this? Isaiah. What is it? I still can't get this right. ISAIAH. Is it 56? Where does I have created the smith? Let me see. 52. I have created the smith. Isaiah 54 and 16. These are the missiles. Okay. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. Okay. Now, to erase any doubt, we're going to show you the nuclear missiles. Is it 14? It's 14. Zechariah 14 and 12. These are the nuclear missiles without a doubt. All right. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Let's get a visual of that. That's RAHCON. Sarah Connor nuclear blast. This. All right, these are the nukes. Let's watch this. Oh, everybody's having a good day. Everything's fine. And this is what's going to happen to America as a whole. America's going to be on fire, nuclear fire.
This way. Hey. Go.
Watch what happens. See them burning? She burns up. Her tongue is consuming away in her mouth. Blast. let's go back. Zechariah 14. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Okay? Okay, now, real quick, let's go back. And this shall be the what? And this shall be the plague. Right? This is a plague, those nukes. All right? Now, Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, Israel, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay? How are we going to come out of her? How are we going to come out of her? This is Revelation 11. Let's get KJV. And 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, in a UFO. Okay, that's what that cloud is. And their enemies beheld them, right? And right before those missiles hit, there's going to be an extraction, a POW extraction. Come up hither, and they, who is they? The elect of Israel. They ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies, not everybody, got beamed up. All right? Who is this talking about? Who's they? After 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them. Who is them? All right? And they stood upon their feet. Who is them? Okay? And when they shall have finished their testimony, who's that? Israel. Okay? This whole thing is talking about Israel. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of God. Who is the temple of God? Israel. And the altar, and them that worship therein. Who worships in the temple at Jerusalem? Israel. All right? And it says this, to make sure you understand. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentile. Gentiles are outside of the temple. Profane. Okay? So it's talking about Israel, right? And then when you get down here, after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, talk about Israel, and they stood upon their feet. Meaning, we didn't know we were Israelites until the Spirit of God, whose name is Yahweh, came into us and woke us up. Now we're standing on our feet, a great nation, and great fear fell upon them with, You're not Israelite, you're not Israelite. We was kings. All right? And they, the elect of Israel, heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. This is the POW extraction. We are prisoners of war here in America. They came after they conquered. They grabbed us up, put us in chains, and we're prisoners of war to this day. And they, who's they? The elect of Israel, ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And the same hour was there a great earthquake. I got to show you this again. Here's the great earthquake. 200 million missiles. Boom. Great earthquake. Great earthquake and a mushroom cloud. Let's go back. And the same hour. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Here's what they didn't show. Let's go back to this. All right. Guess what? At this moment right here, all right, at this moment, that's when the extraction of the POWs is going to happen. Boom! The elect of Israel is going to be getting beamed up right before the missiles hit. All right? And here it is. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. And their enemies beheld them. And then the missiles hit. And the same time was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted. And they gave glory to the Most High of heaven. All right? So anyway, back to this. The U.S. has carried the doomsday weapon near Russia. Russia is in great danger. All right? June 24th, 2021. Carrier pigeon.
Other countries also under threat? Or what is it about these people and what is their main purpose? Let's start the review. Final work on the assembly and installation of the U.S. missile defense system Aegis Ashore has begun in the Polish village of Redzikowo, Russian VZ Gliad reported. The Americans began to install the equipment, without waiting for the completion of the construction of the base. Aegis poses a serious threat to Russia. This system can be used to launch not only anti-missile defense missiles, but also cruise missiles that can reach the Urals. At the American military base in the Polish village of Redzikowo in the north of the country, the deployment of components of the American missile defense system Aegis Ashore began before all construction work on it was completed.
Nobody can turn this war back. All right? So it's just a little update. All right? Things are getting hot. They're getting hot. Let's go back to, let's quickly go to Secret Files and look at some headlines here. All right, so this is 22 hours ago. U.S. tells UN that weekend airstrikes aim to deter Iran. Okay, Israeli missile attack near capital Damascus. That's in Syria. They're fighting. World War III is on. At least one casualty in Iran's petrochemical plant. You got to get rid of that oil, so they can't fill up them tanks and them planes. Israeli infiltration so deep, all officials should fear for their lives. Espionage over there. Iranian official fear Mossad's deep infiltration. Okay. Let's talk about Iran. So they're over there in Iran. They got Mossad over there running, running espionage, blowing shit up, right? Blast at Iran petrochemical. They're on the ground over there, knocking off generals and shit. What Iran's failed satellite launch likely signals, okay? Iran failed rocket launch against, well, somebody on the inside, sabotage. Right? This is all war. Okay? All right, so that's it. That's all we need for today. All right? So this has been the World War III Daily Update. We hope that the elect were edified, and anybody coming over here to watch this, go back and watch the previous updates, and you'll get a better grasp on what The one you call God, whose name is Yahweh, which means He is, He's the one doing all of this, and nobody can turn it back. You can say what the hell you want to. And if you know better than me, see me in the comment on the comment board, and we could go precept upon precept and prove what is going on. All right. So with that, shalom.